So here is a steady beat value changing meter dictation. This will be the first one. And like the steady note value changing meter dictations that I did last year, this one will also incorporate a modulating melody so that if you want to do melodic dictation, you can do that as well. And in fact, we will write it down as the melody, but if you just want to do rhythm, you can just write down the rhythms that we write down. Okay, so here is the example. I've given you the framework. You can see that there is a measure of 4/4, followed by a measure of 3/4, two measures of 6/8, where the beat is steady, and then 4 more measures of 3/4. So not a lot of changing in here. In case you haven't done these before, you know that we conduct 6/8 in 2. So 6/8 has 2 dotted quarter note beats. And since each beat of the 6/8 is going to have 3 eighth notes in the same time as each beat of the 3/4, which had 2 eighth notes, then those eighth notes will be faster. In fact, they will not be generically faster. They will be exactly in a ratio of a triplet to a duplet. So here we go. Here's the melody. Here's your pitch. In fact, here's the key sign. And here's the tune. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can pause the video, and then when you're ready to hear it again, just unpause. Okay, here it is again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you can pause. Okay, and here it is a third time. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need more than 3 hearings, then go back and you can re-listen to the ones I already played. So let's talk about it. I'm going to assume you've done it by now. If not, pause, finish. Okay, so now we're going to talk about it. So, first of all, we know that it's helpful to conduct through each of these meters. So we'll conduct this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So it should be pretty easy after that point. And wow, shall I put notes in? I'm going to put notes in blue. So we started on Do. And the very first thing we heard was, well, actually, let's write in our, no, we'll write it in notes and rhythm at the same time. So we have Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. And these were eighth notes. Let's just beam them according to the time signature. So I like that. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, and then we had Fa, So, Mi, Fa, Re. So that wasn't hard. Then we switched meters, but that's not too complicated. What we heard was something that sounded like triplets in the previous meter. So because of this steady beat value, and because we know what that does when we're going from simple meter to compound meter, we know that we just had steady eighth notes. So let's see, where were we again? There's D, major. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, re, mi, fa, sol, la, mi, fa, sol, la, sol. So those were just steady eighth notes in 6/8. So we can write that in. We can write in mi, fa, sol, la. Very easy to draw. And so, fa, mi, so. Oh, now that was funny because that was in a lilt, right? So, fa, mi, so. So then we know that was terrible, but I'll try it again. So just try drawing that again. Mi, so. There, that was a little friendlier looking. And then we are back in 3/4. So make sure when you are doing these that you execute the transition back, so now it'll sound, compared to the previous meter, like eighth notes are duples, and in fact that's what we had. So I've written in sol, la, and then we heard it change the tonal center. So we had sol, la, fi, and then everything sounded like sol was the new do. And in fact, we'll be better off if we just think of this as our new do, and write do, re, ti, la, sol, do, which is what I'm going to do. So how do I make it in the key of A? I know I'm going to need another sharp there. I also know that if I have Fi, then I'm going to have to add a sharp to it. So same thing either way. Sol, la, Fi, or do, re, ti, la, so. And then we can continue. Do. Now, hopefully you'll have noticed that this measure was the same rhythm as this measure. And then there's also a little quote of this first part here in this part. So you should listen for parts that sound the same. So here we have do, re, mi, fa, which is exactly what happened in the original key for the first 4 notes when we started. But now we're having that same melodic fragment in our new key, the key of 5. So we had do, re, mi, fa, re, do, do. Okay, well, we can write in mi, fa, re, do, do. And that's going to be dotted half. Mi, fa, re, do, do. If you count out that previous measure, you certainly should get mi, fa, re with a dot, do, do. So then we've written in the whole thing, and as always, the key to these changing meter rhythmic dictations is recognizing what the meter changes imply for yourself. So especially with this steady beat value, knowing that moving from simple meter to compound meter with a steady beat value means that you're going to be moving from a duple feel to a triple feel. And then of course, with a steady beat value, when you move back to simple meter, you're going to go from a triple feel to a duple feel. And that's it. I will try and make a couple more of these for you to practice with.